Today, I'm sharing all my tips and tricks to get the most out of your reusable Nespresso pods. And also, be sure to check out my blog post where I break down the savings that I've made so far. All right, let's get started. I began researching how to use my own coffee in the Nespresso machine, and then I bought these reusable Nespresso pods on a whim and decided to give them a try. I really hadn't seen many reviews on how to use them, and it was a little bit of a learning curve at first, but once I got the hang of it, I've been able to get better coffee, in my opinion, than I usually get out of the traditional Nespresso pods. I decided on this particular brand. It was just one that was advertised to me on Amazon when I searched reusable Nespresso pods, but these are the Nespresso stainless steel pods, and these particular ones come with a little holder which has the silicone little cups that hold the pods in, surrounded by a wooden base. I bought it because, to be honest, it was just more aesthetically pleasing than some of the others. But I ended up loving it because the silicone base actually adds some stability when you're putting on the lid. And I've tried to put on the little lids without the base, and honestly, it's a big mess because these little pods are so lightweight, and they're also very, very small. And I actually have pretty small hands, but unless they're baby hands, I'm not sure how you could really get it to where it doesn't fall over. So anyways, I highly suggest getting some type of stability base when you buy the reusable Nespresso pods, which these came in a package of 6, and they were around $24 when I bought them. And I figured, hey, if I use these a few times, at least for a month, I'm going to recoup the cost. And I definitely did. I ended up buying 2 because I love the ability to pre-fill these. So I highly suggest getting at least 6, but probably 12. That way you're not making them constantly, because let's be honest, the Nespresso is so convenient with the pod system. And so doing your own pods, the only drawback is that it's not as convenient. Also, I want to make a note about the aluminum lids. If you buy the Nespresso or any of the pods that are kind of in a set, you'll get the lids with the set. But I've tried many cap lids, and I actually found some on Temu. I found some on Amazon. I just kind of shop around a little bit to find the best price for the aluminum lids, and they've all worked so far. They're all pretty standard. Most of these pods are made around the same way, but I'm going to link up the Nespresso one. Now, filling up the pods is pretty straightforward, except I'm going to give you a few tips about this. Make sure to use an espresso grind. That is probably the more important thing if you are using any kind of pre-ground coffee that's just, from the store and it doesn't say espresso grind. It's going to give you a very, very, very weak coffee. So just make sure you have a really fine grind. And then you're going to fill it by the scoop, which if you don't have a scoop, just buy any kind of little teaspoon filler, but make sure that you have something to tamp it with, and I'll link up some tampers if you need that. And anyway, I just use the back of the scoop because it works perfectly, and that's actually its function anyway. And you just tamp it down, but you're not going to press very hard. I don't apply very much pressure at all. And so I tamp it twice. So I'll do 1 scoop and I'll press it down, and then I'll do 1 more scoop and press it down. And usually by then the coffee is to the top, and I'll just kind of push away any of the extra grinds that are around the rim. And I usually leave about 1 millimeter space between the coffee and the top of the pot. I'm not sure how far you can fill it, but I feel like because coffee does expand when it has water in it. So go ahead and leave a little bit of space and you'll be fine. And then to put on the lid is pretty straightforward. Just match up the lid with the rim. And I usually start on one edge and just kind of push it around and get it all nice and even and sealed. And then next part is just making the coffee just like you would a regular Nespresso pod. And you will want to make sure to check to see if your particular Nespresso machine is compatible with the Nespresso pods that you buy. I am not real sure. I mean, I'm not the manufacturer, I'm just the consumer, so just make sure beforehand. They usually place a list of the Nespresso machines that are compatible with the pods, and so just check that out and make sure that yours are compatible, and then you're good to go. And that's about it, other than there are these little gaskets that that would be the only other part that you would have to rebuy, presumably. This particular set that I got, they actually come with a few of the plastic rings. They gave me some extras, but so far I have not had to replace those. But they are an important part of the whole system, so you don't want to have these pods without it. And that's about all that I have to say. I really have enjoyed using these. As you can see, the coffee coming out has that nice crema that we all love with espresso. And I mean, yeah, if I had $1,000 or whatever, I could buy some of these semi-auto or fully auto espresso machines and get even better coffee. But this is my best budget coffee. I've had this coffee maker, the Nespresso, for 5 years now, and I'm happy with it. It's easy to use and it makes great espresso. And yeah, I don't see a need to change anything. And now that I have these reusable pods, I'm saving money and creating less waste. And I will admit that you still have some waste with the aluminum pod lids, but it's significantly less. These pod lids are very thin, and I do think that they are less waste, less clutter, and I just really love it. So if you give it a try, let me know in the comments, or if you have any questions. I hope you enjoyed this review, and I hope this helps you, and thanks for watching.